Hey, Bob in Chatham, New Jersey. See More Better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and today I'm going to cut your prescription lenses with anti-glare for your new RayBan 5184 color 2012, which is the dark Havana in the 50i size. I'm going to take it out of the original packaging as RayBan sends it to me, and of course you're going to get all the original packaging yourself. You've got your RayBan hard case, the star of the show, the main attraction. Hang on, we'll get back to that main attraction, your RayBan cleaning cloth. And it comes to me with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it's being shipped, and I will include that on there. So again, this is the RayBan 5184 color 2012, which is dark Havana, which is another way of saying tortoise, in the 50i size. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to pop out your original demo lenses, one of which says RayBan. Let me put those in your case. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, and hit start. This little stylus is going to pop up and it's going to go around and trace the shape of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Bob, you know you need prescription, so let's go ahead and enter that. That is the shape of the lens we will be cutting, only magnified. Let me minify it down to actual size, that green outline. I'm going to magnify it while I'm working on it. Your pupillary distance is 31 for your right eye. I'm going to go ahead and enter that, 31. And let's put an optical center height of 23 for this frame. So we are good there. Let's go ahead and get your lenses dotted up. Let's see, the right eye is -3, -1 1/4 at 150. -3, -1 1/4. Turn the axis wheel to a 150. We're going to take the lens out of the protective sleeve, place it into my Marco 101 lensometer, put the power drum on -3, correct? Yes, -3. Put the lens in, rotate until the sphere power comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction, that looks good. I'll get back to that and explain all that to you later. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Hey, those showed up pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and put the right lens onto the platform. Let me darken those a little bit so I can see those on the layout. So, uno, dos, 121. Let's go ahead and mark that one the right lens. Now your left lens, -3, -150 at 80, -3, -150. Turn the axis wheel to 80. The reason why I turn the axis wheel, it tells me where to orient the lens. Your lens has to go into your frame a certain way. That's why I put the 3 dots on there. It cannot go anywhere else or you would not see clearly. So we're still on the -3. We're on axis 80. Put the lens in, rotate until the spherical component, the -3 meridian of your lens, comes into focus. We're going to check your astigmatism correction to make sure everything's lined up. I have found the optical center of your lens. And now I'm going to put 3 dots on the lens again. I'm going to darken those a little bit so that those of you at home can see these. And this is the left lens. And if you miss any of that, let me recap. Oh, you know you're going to get a free bad joke with the purchase of every pair of glasses. So I'm going to take the right lens. Well, this is a block. I need to attach this to your lens. There's a double-sided adhesive sticker on here. It is already stuck to one side. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a little silver button that is a magnet that holds the lens and that it will attach itself to something magnetical there in the arm. Place that there. I am going to, this is the platform the lens sits on. It happened to be in the way, so I was just going to rotate it until that dot is in the optical center. Now that blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Hopefully you're getting all this. Those dots tell me that the lens is oriented and they're just right and not rotated. So I'm going to have those there. Make sure everything is lined up perfectly and hit that button. The arm comes down and places the block onto the right lens. Let's do the same thing for the left lens. pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet there in the arm. Your pupillary distance for your left lens is 31. That has already been mirrored from the right side, the optical center height of 23, because most of the frame will sit below your eye, so I'm moving the optical center up. So I moved it over so it sits directly in front of your eye, and then I move it up again. Just like the crosshairs of a scope, I'm measuring vertically and horizontally so it sits directly in front of your eye. That black dot goes right there. These other two dots tells me that it's lined up perfectly. And I hit this button. The arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now, this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own. Put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home and you won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. So I'm going to pull up the shape onto the computer. That is the shape of the lens we'll be cutting. Nice picture of that block right there, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. So the actual cutting wheel is right here. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So now the magnet is going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the chuck. Of course, as you know, I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I do not want to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of your lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. I'm going to hit this green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the lens, the bevel, so you get the least amount of edge thickness showing. So the cutting wheel is moved into place. You see water spraying in the background, or light flickering. That is water to catch the optical sawdust of the lens as it comes off of the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle to wash away any of the optical debris that you see beginning to form on the edge of the lens. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is highly impact resistant. It has both 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful UV rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. So another nice thing about your lenses, they are aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is completely round in every direction like a basketball. The fronts are not only thinner and lighter, but the front surface is flatter to fit today's flatter curvature frames. So you also got the anti-glare coating. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature is that it eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and the such. So it's also a reflection-free lens. It goes by the initials ARC, standing for anti-reflective coating. This lens in my right hand does not have the coating on there, and you can see the reflection of the overhead lights where you see much less of that. So it makes for much better eye contact. When someone looks at you, they're not going to be looking at the reflection in your glasses. They're going to see just your eyes. Plus, the other cosmetic feature is that should you take a picture, if someone takes a selfie, or if you take a selfie or someone else takes a picture, you won't see the reflection in the lens. So if you notice your lens is completely flat, just like a nickel, I could have taken it out, it would stand up on the counter. Now it's getting the V-shaped bevel to make it fit into the bevel of the frame. So water has begun spraying onto the lens to tell me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. In the foreground you will see a lever come into place. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something like you would find on the end of a Dremel tool. That's applying the safety bevel to the rear surface of the lens. Should any of this lens protrude from the back surface of the frame, which it really won't, but I do cut very strong prescriptions all day long. Should any of the lens come into contact with the cheek, it will be nice and smooth. Hence the term safety bevel. So in just a moment I will open this door with my mind. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours, but I can do it. So I just want to dry your lens off so it is not slippery. Ooh, look. The water did not wash away any of that debris, so I'm going to use my thumbnail and scrape that off. And let's go ahead and see if it fits into your frame first time around. I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outer corner first, and then using my thumbs I press down at the nose. It snaps right in easily, so we can go ahead and begin cutting the left lens. We're going to flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. And then hit start. The door is going to close, the clamp's going to shut, and then again the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the lens. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. And what did I promise you? None. With your prescription in this frame. Of course, that's the nice thing about plastics, they do a better job of hiding edge thickness, but also that's why I use the thinner, lighter weight lenses. So I can go ahead, and while your left lens is cutting, we can go ahead and inspect the right. We're going to take that off, dry the lens off there. My pupillary distance dot, the OC height, a little bit off, so I'm just going to darken that. I'm going to put it back in, turn the axis wheel to 150. Check your lens, and I'm getting -3. Where's my flashlight? -3. The unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0 and going up in quarter increments, such as 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. So you're at a -3, so you're on the 12th rung of a ladder. You need 12 steps of far-sighted correction. With your glasses off, you are nearsighted, so everything is much too large. That's why you have a minus sign. Your lenses will minify. Unlike reading glasses or magnifying glasses, it's just the opposite. Your lenses minify down to the correct size. Without your glasses on, this pen is much too large. When your glasses are put on, it actually becomes the actual size. Once it's the actual size, you have another 5 steps of astigmatism correction. There is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. It is not a disease. It is not an affliction. It's what makes astigmatism is what makes 6s look 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. It is the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 150. A straight line is 0 to 180, with 90 being in the center. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to past the 90 to 150. Excuse me. Turn off the phone there. So let's go ahead and check your astigmatism correction. We're going to do that at, and we're going to end up with -4 1/4. Remember high school algebra where you add 2 like signs together? All right, let's turn this off. Let's turn that off. Should have done that earlier. Hang on now. Stop. 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 All right, that's enough of that. So, you add 2 like signs together, so -3 added to 1 1/4 makes 4 1/4, and that is where we're at, 4 1/4. So your left eye, same amount of power correction needed, 12 steps, you're -3, but you have 6 steps of astigmatism correction, so we're going to end up with a final power of -450 on that one. We can go ahead and take that out and get ready for the lens. Sorry about that. I moved my lab around, as you have noticed. I should have turned off the phone. So the door is about to open. Bob, why don't you open the door with your mind this time? Are you ready? Good job, Bob. First day on the job and you already did it. So we can go ahead and take the lens out, dry everything off. My water's not cleaning off that debris as well as it should. So let's go ahead and pop this in. I'm going to work on the side closest to me. I put the lens in at the outside corner, and then I'm going to press down the nose, and it snaps right in. We're going to take this block off. That is no longer needed. We're going to put it in just above that dot. We're going to turn the fine-tune knob, the axis wheel to 80, hence the axis wheel. Check the power, and we are getting -3. We're going to check the astigmatism correction, the extra 6 steps that you have, and we end up at -450, exactly halfway between 4 and 5, exactly where it should be. So that is made perfectly. I couldn't do that any better if I had made them myself. So your pupillary distance is 62. I'm going to turn the card around. I'm going to place my PD stick against my thumb in the right hand, and when we read it off the left lens, we're getting 62, so that is made perfectly. Now this is the point in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance. Let me check one more thing there. Yeah, we're good there. The OC height, the optical center height. But when you get these in the mail, as I had interrupted myself, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there is an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. And when I say wobble, I'm in that 80% myself. When I set mine down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. So here's something unique. I have the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer. Where's my flashlight go? There it is. So, and that could have been a little bit cleaner. So this is the sunglass version. Based on the popularity of the Geek Chic, RayBan has come out with the ophthalmic version of the 5184, but it's offered in a smaller size, and that's what Bob was looking for. Let me put mine back on, but they're very, very similar. You can see it has the same shield. That's where it covers the rivet on the back of the frame where it attaches. This one is just a hair smaller. These come in a couple sizes. These come in a couple sizes. These come in some colors that these don't, and vice versa. So depending on what color you want and what size, it almost tells you which one to go with. So let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Yo! Flip that over, press down. There is no wobble. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. Now, when I get these shipped, you're also going to get not only your RayBan cleaning cloth, but I'm going to provide you with one of my own premium microfiber cleaning cloths. I also include instructions not only how to care for your frame and your lenses, but for your case and your cleaning cloth, so those too will last you for years. No other seller on the internet is doing that, I'm told. I also include a selfie request to have your picture on the website. Bob, come on, I would love to have your picture on the website. Or if you've even liked what you've seen here, feel free to comment in the comment section below on your own personal YouTube video. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the contact me button on the website. Bob in Chatham, New Jersey. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses with anti-glare for your RayBan 5184 color 2012, which is the classic tortoise in the 50 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has seen how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Again, I'm See More Better, and that is Mo Better.